NTA International News.
President Buhari challenges Nigerian youths to embrace change towards promoting national aspirations. Federal government poised to make agriculture attractive to youths in Niger Delta region of Nigeria. Unknown gunmen attack NTA Onitsha as flood wreaks havoc in Osogbo, Osun State. Well, it's so good to have you join us on the news on NTA International. I am Ifeanyi Okafor. And top on the news, Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari has returned to Abuja after a 5-day visit to his native home, Daura, Katsina State. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that the president, who left Katsina Airport at about 11 a.m. local time on Wednesday, was seen off by Governor Aminu Bello Masari and other senior Katsina State government officials. On arrival at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport at noon, President Buhari was received by the Minister of FCT, Mohammed Musa Bello, the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, and other government functionaries. The president was in Daura to celebrate Eid al-Kabir, the Feast of Sacrifice, with a skit and cane, a practice he has maintained for a long time. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has joined the media and literary world in wishing Jamaican-born Nigerian veteran journalist Carlton Lindsay Barrett a happy birthday as he turned 75 on September 15, 2016. President Buhari felicitates with the poet, novelist, who has lived and worked in Nigeria for 50 years since 1966. A statement by the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, indicates that the president commends Barrett for his love for Nigeria, which inspired his relocation to the country where he raised a family and also took up citizenship in the 80s. President Buhari said the thematic thrust of Barrett's writing on Africa, Africans in diaspora, and Afro-Americans have contributed significantly to global discourse on the history and identity of the black race. He prayed that the Almighty God will grant Barrett longer life, good health, and strength to keep projecting his ideas. In the meantime, President Muhammadu Buhari has challenged youths in the country as future leaders to embrace the Change Begins With Me campaign to make Nigeria great through the pursuit of knowledge, patriotic ideals, and values that promote national aspirations. At an audience with some core members serving in his native home of Daura, the president pledged his unalloyed commitment to the unity and prosperity of the country. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has details.
It was a remarkable moment of history and great significance as the core members interacted freely with President Muhammadu Buhari at his Daura residence. The president urged the core members to remain focused in life and pursue their dreams, saying those who work hard will surely earn a respectable living. The NYSC scheme, he said, has creditably promoted national unity and cohesion by exposing young people to the unique cultural diversities of Nigeria.
Please pursue further knowledge and make sure that you make Nigeria great. Get your objective clear in life and maintain focus. There will be no disappointment.
Speaking specifically to core members from the southeastern states, the president urged them to reject those fanning the embers of discord and disintegration and work hard towards building a united and indivisible Nigeria.
Tell your colleagues that wanted Biafra to forget about it. Let us get together and build this country. It's big enough for us. It has potentially big enough for us in terms of resources, and those who work hard, they will make a respectable living. Please, I have seen enough of this country. I fought for this country, and I will continue to work for this country.
Speaking on behalf of the core members, Mr. Egbewumi Adebolu thanked the president for the honor of receiving them and expressed their strong belief in his administration's programs of reducing unemployment and creating jobs for more Nigerians.
Look forward that you are going to fix this Nigeria for the betterment of the youth of this country, sir. We appreciate it. Thank you so much, sir.
The core members were full of appreciation for the president's personal gift of cows, bags of rice and cash for Salah celebration. From Daura, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Workers in the Federal Capital Territory say they have keyed into the Change Begins With Me campaign launched by the federal government. Adebola Brooks Lane Sunday monitor the resumption of work after the Salah break.
It is the first working day of the week after the Eid al-Kabir public holiday declared by the federal government. In every phase of the federal secretariat, workers are already converging to mount their duty posts.
But because we have changed already, so that's why after holiday we are here.
And once you don't allow change to begin with you, you'll be left behind.
Also change our attitudes towards work, and so we can move the nation to the next level.
After going around some of the offices, workers were busy at their desk towards contributing to national development. Jubril Yakubu, however, suggests a way that he believes will lead to effective and lasting change in terms of productivity.
Let the offices be scattered, the ministries, so that every person working in the Ministry of Justice will stay nearby in Buhari, whereby there will be no late coming.
Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Winifred Oyo-Ita, after going round the various phases of the secretariat, commended the workers' turnout.
Also, I thank His Excellency Mr. President for giving Nigerians that marching order. And this is the kind of change we want to see in the civil service. They are not just at their duty posts, but they are actually engaged in their work, their schedule of duties.
During the holiday, most Nigerians had time out to be with their loved ones.
Celebrate this Eid al-Kabir by slaughtering our rams to show appreciation to Almighty God.
Monday 12th and Tuesday 13th were declared public holiday to mark this year's Eid al-Kabir celebration. Adebola Brooksland Sunday, NTA News.
The Senior Special Assistant to the President on Foreign Affairs and Diaspora, Abike Dabiri-Erewa, says civil pride and patriotism by Nigerians at home and abroad will lead to a more prosperous nation. She said this at a town hall meeting with Nigerians in Canada. Joy Osiago reports.
We are building a new foundation for Nigeria. It means like starting a foundation afresh. It's going to take time. But if we are patient with President Buhari, he lays this foundation that can never be destroyed. We won't be here 10 years from now talking about the same problem.
The town hall meeting deviated from the pedestrian blame game and usual shenanigans to pay close attention to the value of civic engagement to national development, irrespective of party affiliation or ethnicity.
It's part of our job to link you up with the relevant departments if your request is beneficial to the country and of course to you.
The gathering also focused on the need for a diaspora commission, voting rights, immigration and consular assistance.
A proposal specifically on Toronto was tabled during the last dispensation.
Efficiency and dedication and loyalty is what we need.
We are talking about efficiency now at the embassy. I think it is excellent.
All Nigerians applying for visa to Nigeria, especially those with dual nationality, Canadians, are issued visas instantly at the High Commission within at most 5 working days.
The Senior Special Assistant to the President on Foreign Affairs and Diaspora, Abike Dabiri-Erewa, asserts that the nation will get better in the course of time.
This is the only administration that has given 70% of capital budget, which is to build infrastructure. You're going to see results.
In Toronto, Canada, Joy Usiago, NTA News.
And back home in Nigeria, the people's right to health includes the right of access to a reliable standard of healthcare and assurance that drugs received are not only genuine but safe, effective and affordable. Guests on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria were unanimous in their views that shutting down any outlet identified for selling fake drugs, arrest and prosecution of offenders, and the enforcement of drug authentication will curb the scourge of fake drugs and quackery in the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria. Abdulmalik Adio reports.
It is often referred to as the greatest evil of our time and the highest weapon of terrorism against public health, or an act of economic sabotage. Drug counterfeiting is the most devastating attack on public health in the world over. Experts on Good Morning Nigeria say it is imperative that National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, and other stakeholders to intensify efforts in the regulation and control of importation, manufacture, distribution, and sales of drugs in order to ensure the availability of safety and quality pharmaceutical products for citizens.
Policy inconsistency, harsh operating environment has pushed down the level of drug production in Nigeria below expectation.
We won't put it on government alone, because as practitioners, we have this culture of silence. When we observe something has gone wrong, we see chalk being presented to us as drugs. Nobody takes it up.
To achieve the goal of health for all, the maintenance of counterfeit drugs, the discussants say, needs to be controlled. They however stress that Nigeria must move from a drug importing country to manufacturing.
Over 60% of the drugs we use in Nigeria are imported. And we have a problem with the borders in the country. They are porous.
It is easier to regulate manufacturers in Nigeria than to go about the whole places trying to block holes.
Stiffer penalties. If you are caught with fake drugs, 20 years. If you kill somebody using the fake drugs, life imprisonment.
It is zero tolerance to counterfeiting, and we're going to achieve it.
The discussants encourage the media as a watchdog to promote public awareness on drug matters in the country. In Abuja, Abdulmalik Adio, NTA News.
Unknown gunmen have attacked the transmission station of the Nigerian Television Authority Onitsha and burned down a storehouse belonging to NTA Star Times Digital Television. Anambra State Commissioner of Police Sam Okaola, who visited the station, disclosed that 3 suspects have been arrested in connection with the crime. Uche Nawokoye has the details.
According to the operational staff on duty, the attackers came at about 1 a.m. Wednesday, set ablaze Star Times storehouse within the station and fired several shots at the security office. The attack was repaired by mobile policemen on duty.
Initially, I thought it was the mobile police that shot in the air. So when I looked through the window, I saw Star Times store and bathroom burning.
I observed that these people have lighted fire outside that came inside with the help of fuel.
Anambra State Police Commissioner CP Sam Okauka visited the station along with other senior officers of the command.
We have arrested 3 suspects right now, and we are going to effect more arrests. We are going to strengthen the security of this area. You can see it's bushy and there's little we can do about it, but I can assure you that we will strengthen the security here, and those behind these acts will be picked up.
Acting General Manager of the station, Mr. Christian Wigwe, as well as his Antiocha counterpart, expressed surprise at the development.
Though we were security conscious before now, that was why we could not sustain much damages.
We are both for the government, for the people. So it is wrong for people to come and attack into the stations and facilities.
Meanwhile, the police has cordoned off the area even as the special anti-bomb squad has removed for detonation one of the improvised explosive devices that couldn't explode during the attack. In Onitsha, Uche Nawekoyo, NTA News.
And from security to environment matters, Osun State has recorded its first casualty following the flood that claimed the life of a 58-year-old man. Adeni Taiwo reports that property worth millions of naira were also lost to the flood.
Even though the downpour lasted less than 2 hours, yet it left a sour taste in the mouth of residents of Okeoniti here in Osogbo, the Osun State capital. The heavy downpour started around 2 in the afternoon and ended around 5, leaving in its trail painful memories and sordid tales. Apart from massive destruction of properties, including heavy machineries in areas such as Bomi, Okeoniti, and Rasco, 58-year-old Ebenezer Olabode was the major victim as he was swept away in his car by the flood, which took over Okeoniti area of the state capital. Eyewitnesses described his death as curious.
The man was driving, and I think a woman called the man to turn back. Unfortunately, maybe because the man does not have experience about this case, he went.
Flood around the road, which maybe he did not know that it would be as much.
His body has been recovered after several hours of recovery operation and deposited at a morgue in Oshobo. The mood at his residence around Wole Ola Estate was somber as families and neighbors were still battling to come to terms with his death.
My little advice to the people of Osun is for us to ensure that all the drainages within and outside our domain are well taken care of and kept clean.
NIMET had identified Osun State as one of the 14 flood-prone states in 2016, urging government to take proactive steps to forestall disaster. Effort to speak with the state inspector of NIMET in Osun was rebuffed as he directed NTA to approach NIMET headquarters for comment.
You're watching the news on NTA International, reaching you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. Stay tuned for reports after the break.
Information is power. Everyone wants power. So feel powerful with the NTA News mobile app, the one-stop information center. Real news at your fingertip. Be the first to report by uploading first-hand information on the You Report link, and be the first to know by simply clicking on any of the links on the sidebar for headlines, domestic and foreign news, economy, security, politics, sports, and more. Stream live on your smartphone and tablets and stay connected. It's pretty easy. Simply download NTA News app from your Google Play Store and you're good to go. NTA News mobile app, your access to real-time information.
Great to have you back on the news on NTA International. The federal government says it is molding a system that will make agriculture attractive to youths in the Niger Delta as the government intensifies efforts towards addressing environmental and socio-economic challenges in the oil-producing state. This was at a town hall meeting in Bayelsa State, South Nigeria, where the Ijaw Youth Council pledged its commitment and support to President Muhammadu Buhari's leadership. Musa Babaliu has details.
The town hall meeting with farmers in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State, is to educate and sensitize the farmers on the agricultural policy of the present administration. The forum, chaired by the Minister of State for Agriculture, Henakin Lokobiri, also discussed the opportunities in the sector towards ensuring food security and the socio-economic well-being in the Niger Delta region.
Pollution, as it were, is bad, but it's not going to affect, the growing of any crops. We still have enough arable land for anybody who's interested in agribusiness to plant, and we also have enough local market.
With this, we are planning for a food fair in December, so that the world can come and see what we can produce. It's an opportunity for government to tap in.
With commitment shown by the federal government towards addressing environmental challenges in the Niger Delta region, farmers in Bayelsa State are optimistic that they are capable of producing enough food, especially rice and fish, for local and international market.
We don't even need fertilizer to farm rice. With the kind of ecology we have, I think this is the best state to farm rice.
So our greatest challenge is these inputs and capital.
Before the town hall meeting, the minister and officials of the World Bank, West Africa Agricultural Productivity Program, and Fadama 3 visited farms and plantations in the state, where they provide support and technical assistance to the farmers. In Yenagoa, Bayelsa State, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Commercial activities have picked up in Abuja after the Salah holiday. For details of this and more stories from the financial sector, here is Olainka Ojo.
Welcome to Business News. Festive period has come and gone, but the price of some commodities in the market have not reduced.
Few things were added, like some few coins like
100, 200 naira. Price is too expensive. Pepper and tatache, the price is okay.
A visit to one of the markets shows a few return of the hustling and bustling, with traders lamenting low patronage, believed to be as a result of residents not fully back from the holiday. Crude oil production in Nigeria dropped the most in August amongst its peers in the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, pairing the gain it recorded in the previous month. OPEC's monthly oil market report for September, which was released, showed that Nigeria's oil output fell to 1.468 million barrels per day in August from 1.52 million barrels per day in the previous month, based on direct communication. Rising bond yield, sparked in part by deepening worries over the difficulty of the world's major central banks to stimulate growth, kept investors in broadly risk-off mode on Wednesday. The possible spillover effect of rising bonds yield in stock and commodity markets has hit financial assets as funds, betting a long period of low volatility and suppressed bond yields are being forced to reassess positions. Before we go, a check at Thursday's closing figure on the floor of the stock market. And that's it on the business segment of the news. I am Olainka Ojo.
Up next is Obiageli Ugoke with reports from other parts of the world.
In Ghana, President John Mahama has outlined the ruling party's plans ahead of the December election in the country. Mahama said he has innovative plans for the industry, energy, health and education sectors, which will launch Ghana into a new era of accelerated growth and transformation. Reports say Mahama will be bidding for a second and final term in December in a country where policy debate is considered highly essential in winning the hearts of voters. And Myanmar's leader San Suu Kyi meets with President Barack Obama Wednesday in her first visit to United States since her party won in last year's election. President Obama is expected to consult with Suu Kyi in whether to further ease U.S. sanctions to help investment and democratic transition in her country. Suu Kyi is also expected to meet with Vice President Joe Biden, Secretary of State John Kerry, and senior members of Congress. Away from that, after a week of an effective ceasefire, U.S. and Russian military teams are to meet to begin to chart how they would establish a joint implementation cell to coordinate airstrikes. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry says he is determined to go the extra miles to try to bring some measures of respite to the millions caught up in the Syria crisis. Obiageli Ugoke, NTA News.
Nigeria's Flamingos set for the 2016 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup as Alexandros Keferin emerges new president of UEFA. Kene Mabodike brings us details on sports updates.
Barely 2 weeks to the kickoff of the 5th FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup finals in Jordan, Coach Balanikiu has again assured that the Flamingos will be ready for the challenge on a bigger stage, having made remarkable improvement in their Abuja training camp since the end of July. The Flamingos, which have participated in every edition of the championship since its inception in 2008, will tackle their Brazilian counterparts on October 1 in their first match of Jordan 2016 before playing England and Korea Democratic Republic. A total of 32 matches will be contested between 16 countries at Jordan 2016 from September 30 to October 21. Head of the Football Association of Slovenia, Alexander Seferin, has been...
To end the news, here again are the major stories. Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari has challenged Nigerian youths to embrace change begins with me to make Nigeria great and promote national aspiration. We also informed you that unknown gunmen have attacked NT Onitsha and destroyed part of Star Times office in at the station's premises, just as flood wreaked havoc in Oshogbo, Osun State, southwest Nigeria. And that concludes the news. That concludes the news on NTA. Thanks for being with us. I'm Ifeanyi Okafor.